essentially 3-on-3. Fernandez eliminates one. Trusty, now Valeri to Chara, all alone. Diego Chara to Fernandez! Unselfish play, and the Portland Timbers have gone up 2-0. The Timbers end the longest road trip in MLS history with a win. And now, finally, they're home. Wow! It's the reopening weekend of Providence Park. Over $85 million, over 4,000 new seats, a transformation of an already iconic soccer venue. Timbers head coach Giovanni Savarese is our guest before the home opener on Timbers in 30, and it starts right now.
This is Timbers in 30.
Welcome to Timbers in 30. I'm Jake Sivan. After over 28,000 miles traveled, around 35 nights in hotels, 12 matches on the road, and that's not including a month away from Portland for preseason, the Portland Timbers are finally home. The reopening of the beautiful Providence Park is one day away, and here with us on the eve of the home opener is Timbers head coach Giovanni Savarese. Gio, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure always to be with you guys.
Throughout the past 3 months, you guys were understandably focused on the next game, not the prospect of this expanded, this new Providence Park. But now you've made it here. You've made it through the road trip. How does it feel to be home?
We've been looking for this day for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's been, too many matches away. But the guys handle things in a very good way. And the past few matches, I think we got the momentum. And now to be able to be one day away from playing our home game is exciting because we can't wait to play for our fans. Our fans are unique, and it will be an amazing day for sure.
Upon reflection, given the road trip and the challenges it presents, were you able to learn more about your team than, say, if you had played the first 12 games at home? Does it give you different takeaways being out on the road?
In some way, yes, because I think when you struggle a little bit, sometimes you go deeper in understanding things, and also, guys have to travel. We stay in hotels, so you get to spend a little more time with the players, with the staff. So you get to know things a little bit better, and but playing at home is always good.
and getting to know Brian Fernandez a little bit better. 3 goals in, 115 minutes if you look at each scoring goals. But he's also scoring goals on the training ground as well. And Merritt Paulson was telling a great story on the training ground.
So you heard the story already.
I heard the story. But I'd love you to be able to tell that. 11 aside, he scored a goal in training, but it was ruled offside from Kitman Sam Uni. Can you take us down that path?
First of all, the legend Sam Uni.
Yeah,
because we have to
300.
say he's a legend. Yeah. So definitely the third goal towards the end of the practice, 11v11, and he asked for VAR because he said. So we went upstairs to watch the video. He said, "I'm not offside. Please, you linesman, you gotta come with me, Sammy." And he came upstairs. He was right. So he said, "I'm not gonna give anything away." It was 3 goals and not 2. So it was a funny story after practice, and he's a good guy, a fun guy to have around, and a great competitor.
Yeah, he's hungry. Counting his goals on the training ground as well. It's important.
He and the Timbers got their first chance to play as a group to train in Providence Park on Thursday. It was a training session that also for your group included a stadium tour. The renovation cost over $85 million and included the addition of over 4,000 seats in 3 tiers to the east side. The entire stadium got a makeover. No matter where you're sitting on Saturday, you're going to notice the upgrade. You saw the locker room. It's awesome. The turf is new as well. It's Field Turf's new cool play surface. The latest technology is supposed to stay cooler in the summer. The Timbers on their first experience, or after their first experience in the renovated Providence Park, is our Advocare training report.
I told them it's about damn time. I'm so excited and happy to be back in Providence Park and hopefully, playing on the weekend. But it's just one of these things where it's good to just be out here running around, breathing in the air, seeing the people warming up at the Mac Club. Like, it's home. And we're so happy to be home. It's been a tough road stretch, and I think we've done pretty well on the road. And it's just a matter of taking care of business, and it doesn't get any easier against statistically the best team in the league.
Very excited. I was excited this morning to come to the stadium and check out the new facilities. And we've had a good training session. They put on a different turf, and it's time to get used to it. And like I said, everyone's excited. Amazed by the facilities and the new style of the stadium, and brings out the culture of Portland.
Gio, being down there on the field for that training session, what was it like for you?
The details that went, to build this new stadium, because it's a new stadium, it's been amazing. Every level, every seat, as you said before, is incredible. And it was amazing to be able to be back, trained there, and I think it's going to be a magical day against a tough team, because when we analyze the game, it's going to be tough. LAFC has been doing very well, so we're going to have a good battle. But the details all over around the stadium has been fantastic.
What about the locker room as well? I managed to get a tour. Merritt took me through there, and I was quite astounded by everything. We saw Bill Tuiloma in the opening, just his little selfie, giving a look around. What did you make of it? A little different from the locker rooms that you walked into as a player?
Yes, definitely, 100%. But everything is handmade in some way. And you see the wood, everything was well thought to make sure that the guys are comfortable, and for us also that we have the technology to do the things that we wanted to do. And the guys were very surprised. They loved it. So it's exciting. When you go back to a locker room and you see there's new renovations, upgrade, it was very nice.
For the guys to be able to get a tour of the stadium and a tour of the new side and go up to the Duracell deck, what does that mean to them to be able to kind of see where the fans are going to be on Saturday?
It's good to get to see where the fans are able to see you, and how they see the game, and that upper tier, it's like you're on the field. You can see everything on top. It's La Bombonera a little bit, in Boca Juniors, because it's very high and it's right there. So, but every seat where you sit in the stadium, you have a great view, and it's, you're going to feel the excitement of the match.
It will be open for the first time on Saturday, the Timbers home opener, and it's going to come against the team with the best record in MLS as of now, LAFC. Here are the Western Conference standings entering this weekend. LAFC 10-1-4, 34 points, best in the West, best in the entire league. The Timbers finished their 12-game road trip 4-6-2, 14 points. They're in 10th in the West, of course, without having even played one game at home. Our look at Forward Store's look ahead is focused on LAFC, current leaders in the Supporters' Shield race. They have the most goals scored, the fewest goals allowed in the league. Carlos Vela has had a phenomenal season, 15 goals and 9 assists. Both of those lead the league. The Timbers played LAFC on March 10th, the second game of the year. LAFC won 4-1. The Timbers, of course, are a very different team now. Ross, LAFC, they're still putting up goals left and right. They beat Montreal 4-2 last week.
Yeah, the top of the table, and they deserve to be. This is the second season, and Bob Bradley, he's really gelled this team together. With Vela and Rossi, they have a constant threat in front of goal. And then you look through the midfield, number 20, Eduardo Atuesta. For my money, he's one of the best central players in the league so far this year. And he plays alongside Mark Anthony Kaye, who was a big presence on his day. And so through the midfield, they're very strong. And then at the back, centre back, Eddie Segura. For me, he's one of the top centre backs in the league again this year. So right through the team, they have strength, and their style is attractive to watch. They've got a little bit of everything. They've got speed, they've got experience, youthful exuberance. But Gio, would it be fair to say when you played LAFC earlier this year for a large part of the game, you were right there with them? It was only at the end that the game got away from you?
I think so. I think that there were moments in the game that we gave it away, and then I think at some point we gave up in the match. I think they're different from them. We're different from that time. So I think they're a much better team than they, when we faced them at that time, and we're a better team than we were there. So I think this match is going to be completely different. But as you mentioned, they're very strong. We saw the numbers, the stats are, they're done very well. So it's going to be an interesting game, but those are the games that you want to be part of. These are the type of teams that you want to play on these special days, and it's going to be a good game.
This is a big game, and the emotions are going to be high in the stadium, out of the stadium, on the field. Do you guys need to balance that a little bit? Is there a balance that needs to be done to kind of keep the emotions in check? Because it's going to be electric come 7:30 on Saturday night.
The good thing is that we have a lot of players that have been able to play, good matches, important matches, and so this, as exciting as it is, they know how to manage these moments. And those guys will be able to help the other guys to make sure that they keep, a level of balance in this amazing day. So at the end of the day, we need to focus on what is happening on the field to get the job done. The people are coming there to watch the match, and that's the main priority. So the guys looked confident. The guys look that they're prepared for the moment and they're well balanced. So practice been very good this week, and I think that's, you know, that's a plus for us.
I know you prepare so well for managers that you go up against as well, and Bob Bradley, obviously a known figure, U.S. soccer for many years, much success. What have you seen from Bob Bradley over his time, and specifically with LAFC in his second season, what he's done with this team?
I think he has a clear idea in the way the team wants to play, and the guys have executed the plan very well. You see, you know, the things that they do very well. They're able to unbalance teams offensively in different ways. They defend well, they're committed, they all work hard. They are an honest team as well, and they have confidence because they've been doing very well. So every game for them is a game that they can get a result. So they're going to be tough, but this, as I mentioned before, you know, these are the fun game to be part of, and I think, you know, we are on a level right now of confidence as well that I think we're going to give them a very good match.
Yeah. Finally, for me, as you look back over the 12 games of the season so far and into the preseason, how would you describe the evolution of this team and where you guys are right now?
We are, of course, when you get good results, the confidence goes high. And at the beginning it was tough. I think we started well, but it's been so many difficulties, you know, in regards to, you know, snow, record, cold, the first match, and then you go and travel to, you know, your second match, and it's LAFC right after, and then, you know, it's been a ride for us. And then once we got to Dallas, I think we played decent against Galaxy. But then we had a row of matches because everybody focused on the right thing. We pushed to the same direction. We understood that that was the way for us to be able to get results. And then we got good momentum. And there's a belief that, you know, that we can do well. So it's important to continue. I mentioned before, every practice things can change. Every game things can change. So we need to be constant and keep on working. And it's sometimes how you recover for the difficulties that shows the best characters of your team, and I think the guys have done a great job. Well,
Gio, thanks so much for taking the time on this night before the season opener to be with us. Good luck, again, the home opener, I should say. Good luck against LAFC tomorrow night. Providence Park officially reopens on Saturday night. The Timbers and LAFC kick off at 7:30 p.m. If you can't get a ticket, you can watch the match on ESPN2, or you can listen on the radio, 102.9 750 The Game. The match is the same night as the Starlight Parade. That's going to cause some transportation complications. Go to timbers.com for a detailed map of streets that will be open and to figure out the best way to get to Providence Park. So we're hours away from the home openers for both the Timbers and the Thorns, but some of the players couldn't wait for the weekend. We'll show you. And up next, it's the breakaway storylines from around Major League Soccer, including details of a new competition between MLS and Liga MX when we return. Know someone deserving of tickets and a VIP experience at a Timbers match. Nominate an individual making an impact in your community to be a Safeway Hometown Hero. Submit your nomination at timbers.com/Safeway Hometown Hero, and they could be selected for recognition at an upcoming Timbers match.
Now back to Timbers in 30.
Let's look around Major League Soccer on the breakaway. The big news of the week is a new competition, a new tournament that was announced earlier this week between Major League Soccer and Liga MX, the league in Mexico. The two leagues announced an 8-team single elimination tournament this summer. It'll be called the Leagues Cup. Ross, it's going to feature the Chicago Fire, LA Galaxy, Houston Dynamo, and Real Salt Lake from MLS, and Cruz Azul, Tijuana, Club America, and Tigres from Mexico.
And the critics are out over this. And the big question mark is the relevance of this competition. Will teams take it seriously? Will it be first-team players? Will the prize money make it worthwhile for teams to really advance and do well? I think it is worthwhile to hold off judgment for a couple years as this continues to grow. More teams will become involved. But my biggest criticism is that why not concentrate more with the prize money on CONCACAF Champions League, US Open Cup, recognize that's with US Soccer, but why not concentrate on building these competitions instead of introducing new ones?
Certainly there's a goal for MLS and Liga MX to play more against each other. This seems like a start, one way of at least doing that. MLS Player of the Week last week rightfully went to Sporting Kansas City's Johnny Russell, the Forfar Athletic
Athletic for life, Jake Ziven.
Hat trick in Sporting Kansas City's 3-2 win.
If you come through the Forfar Athletic system, it'll serve you well for the rest of your career. We're seeing that with Johnny Russell. Great hat trick. They hadn't won in 10 games, Sporting Kansas City. This was a huge result. Now, they followed that up with a loss afterwards at Children's Mercy Park, but this one, it broke the duck for them. Johnny Russell does it again, but they are still struggling, Kansas City, to really find their way and consistent results.
A lot of injury issues for Peter Vermees's team this season. Chris Wondolowski keeps scoring after 0 goals in his first 10 games of the year. He now has 6 in his last 2, a brace in San Jose's 2-1 win over Toronto last weekend.
San Jose, such a great storyline to follow so far this year, and similarly to how San Jose has progressed into the season, so has Chris Wondolowski. You wondered if he was just going to fade off into the background. Well, an injury for Danny Houston initially gave Chris Wondolowski the start where he scored his 4 goals, and now following it up with 2 goals. And you look at them, all one-touch finishes. All 6 of his goals this year, 6 in the last 2 games, are all one-touch finishes, and he doesn't look like stopping anytime soon.
He is still doing it. That was one of 6 games last weekend that featured a Western Conference team against an Eastern Conference team. The West was perfect, 6-0-0.
What a goal this is, by the way, in Colorado. There was so many exciting goals near the end of the game, death of the game, how much it means to Colorado for these results. But right the way through, we're seeing the Western dominance over the East, and the Western Conference teams, they're picking up pace, identities are solidified, whereas the Eastern Conference, they're reeling a little bit when you compare their results compared to the Western Conference.
The West certainly seems to be the stronger of the 2 conferences this season. Coming up next, there was a break-in at Providence Park. Our cameras caught the whole thing. See if you can recognize the perpetrators when we return. And also, the Thorns are ready for their home opener on Sunday. We will hear from them after training in the new stadium after the break.
Now back to Timbers in 30.
As you know, Providence Park officially reopens this weekend, with the Timbers hosting LAFC on Saturday at 7:30 and the Thorns hosting Chicago at 3 on Sunday. But some Timbers and Thorns didn't want to wait that long to get their first touches in on the new turf.
You're gonna get caught. Rick, you ready? Go on.
Go!
Come on!
You have to track your runner.
You blew it! Yeah.
Hey, really? You can't wait till the weekend?
Really cool video. The Thorns playing their final match of their 6-game season-opening road trip last weekend against Sky Blue. In the 69th minute, it's scoreless. Midge Purse pounces on the blocked shot, and she finishes the lone goal of the match. The Thorns win 1-0. They finish their road trip with 11 points. They're 3rd in the NWSL, and they cannot wait to be back home in front of the Riveters on Sunday.
Playing in this stadium, playing in Providence Park in front of our Riveters is one of the best soccer experiences in the history of football. And I don't care what country, what level, what gender, it doesn't matter. This is a place that people want to come. They want to be a part of this environment because it's really special. And I feel bad for other teams because now we've added 4,000 more fans that are up there being loud and making this a really hard place to play.
Playing in front of our fans is like no other feeling in the world. They're there for you when you need them. You know that they're going to bring the most amount of energy. They're going to pick up any slack that our team has. Not that we're going to have any this weekend, but it's like nothing else. They are the best fans in the world.
The Thorns play their first game in the reopened Providence Park on Sunday at 3 p.m. against the Chicago Red Stars. If you don't have a ticket yet, you can get one on thornsfc.com. T2 got to play twice at Providence Park last week, kind of a soft opening for the stadium. They were hosting Real Monarchs on Wednesday night, down 1-0 in the 63rd minute. Marvin Loria hits the post, but Dairon Asprilla follows it up. His team-leading 6th goal of the season to make it 1-1, and of course, his signature backflip. Then in the 70th minute, Modou Jadama over the free kick. What a hit from the center back. Golasso put T2 up 2-1. That was the final. T2 is back up to 2nd place in the USL Championship Western Conference. T2 has this weekend off, then they're on the road for their next match Saturday, June 8th against the Austin Bold. You can watch it on ESPN+. Coming up after the break, Ross tries to keep his winning streak rolling in MLS picks when we return.
Now back to Timbers in 30.
Let's end our show with MLS picks, where just like the Timbers, Ross is on a big-time roll, beating Rose Seacrest Sarver last week 7-6.
I am the reflection of the Timbers' form right now. Nobody is touching me.
You are. Now this week, the opponent, Jay Gonzalez. First page, you picked a lot of draws. Jay did not.
Yeah, I think a couple teams you want to look at. Montreal will be coming up. Ignacio Piatti, tough news. He's going to be out for a while with a stretched ligament in his knee. And if we go down that, with Argentines having a tough bit of news, Federico Higuain out for the season, torn ACL. Real tough news as Columbus Crew continue to struggle. If we go on just to the next page, Colorado you want to look at. 3 results in a row. Connor Casey, inspired by Jurgen Klopp, his former influence when he was across in Germany. They're turning things around.
2 wins in a row for the Colorado Rapids. But of course, the big match of the weekend that eyes across MLS will be on, the Portland Timbers and LAFC. The reopening of Providence Park with 4,000 plus new seats, $85 million plus and renovations. It will be fantastic. 7:30 start on Saturday. Watch it on ESPN2. Listen on 102.9 750 The Game. Enjoy it. It's been a long time coming. I think you'll find it worth it. We'll see you next week right here on Timbers in 30.
Thank you for watching Timbers in 30. For more on the club, visit timbers.com.